Welcome to the second part of our program. Now, the threats to press freedom from the new administration have created all kinds of dangers throughout the media world, including, of course, the proliferation of paddle raises at gala dinners just like this one. Now, we have never had to put on a paddle raise at our gala, and being the Reporters Committee, we would be very worried about the compelled speech concerns. In fact, let's be honest, our lawyers would probably write an amicus brief opposing our own paddle raise on constitutional grounds. So, we reached out to our new friends at the FCC for some guidance on how to avoid a paddle raise at a time when we need to bring in more money to meet the increasing demand for pro bono services. And they had advice for us. They said you just need to instruct the media companies that we can do this, quote, the easy way or the hard way. So it turns out they were really onto something. We did do it the easy way. Or I should say, you did it the easy way, because thanks to your generosity, this is far and away the most successful RCFP gala dinner on record. We've raised over $1.9 million tonight. I just can't thank you enough. And the gratitude for Tom Gloser, Norm Pearlstein, our two dinner chairs, and of course to Steve Adler, our board chair. So lean back, breathe easy, no paddle raise. But if we could get us over the $2 million mark tonight, that would be amazing. And those of you in the TV biz will understand the term voice of God. At RCFP, it's the voice of Judy, and Judy has spoken. And this being the 21st century, the Deus Ex Machina comes with a QR code. It's on your tables. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about the hard way. This is my 11th RCFP gala, and tonight is easily the most important event we have put on in our 55-year-old history. Each year, it's a huge jolt of energy to be in the room with all the journalists and lawyers with whom we partner so closely. This ballroom is a sanctuary even in the toughest of times. In his book on press lawyering, David McCraw described our annual dinner, and David's here tonight. David referred to it as a spiritual revival of sorts, a quote, chance for the faithful to gather and to commune with fellow believers, unquote. Well, we need a lot of reviving right now, and there has been a lot of communing going on. We recently worked with all of you on a large coalition brief RCFP authored to support the AP in its fight for fair access at the White House. And at the same time, we were helping all of you put on a united front in rejecting a new and deeply troubling Pentagon press pass policy. And earlier this year, we were writing briefs to stand up for NPR when its funding was pulled, and for Voice of America in its shocking dismantling. Most of the journalists in this room have the freedom to pick the hard way and defend their rights because they have the legal resources behind them and the newsroom leadership willing to embrace the burdens of fending off lawsuits and suing for access. But there are still far too many journalists who don't have this support, particularly at the local level. And while elevating the achievements and the legal needs of local reporters is not new for us, what is different this year is the amount of fear and outright panic that we have witnessed in small newsrooms, which don't have the large resources of large media companies. They too would choose the hard way if only they could. It is not for lack of fortitude. When these journalists learn about RCFP and everything we can do for them, it restores confidence and lowers the anxiety, as if they had just heard that Carlos Alcaraz had volunteered to be their doubles partner. Peter Lattman, that was for you. Mark Jackson, that was for you. Tom Gloser, all the tennis fans. One reason why it's so important for you sitting here to stick together is because reporters outside of this room with lesser means to do their jobs look to you for inspiration. In the resilience of Amanda Bennett and Jeffrey Goldberg, in the courage of the law firms present here tonight, which have fended off relentless attacks on the legal system and on themselves. We are hardly seeing the end of democracy, but rather the fulfillment of the vows we made to ourselves when we became journalists and lawyers. In 1978, one of RCFP's first board members, Gene Miller of the Miami Herald, wrote an audacious letter to Jack Knight, then editor emeritus at Knight Ridder, seeking $1 million gift for our work. He thanked Knight for the generous legal backup he provided at the newspapers he owned, like the Herald. But Miller went on to warn, quote, "The danger is the bad law that evolves from reporters who can't fight. Here, I think, the Reporters Committee will be a crucial force in the survival of a free press for a long time to come." Unquote. So that's RCFP for you in a nutshell. Still fighting for the First Amendment, still asking for money. And beginning in 2019, we started to recognize at this gala the work of nonprofit news organizations. We did not fully understand then just how much we were stepping into the world that John Thornton had already created. Each year since, we have continued to honor nonprofit and local reporters. As RCFP has expanded our own local legal programs, many of these nonprofits have become our clients, and American Journalism Project is now one of our closest partners. Tonight, you are seeing a full flowering of John's vision. The Baltimore Banner, Brad Kutro, and Verite News wowed us earlier in the program, and I'm about to hand off to Sarah Beth Berman, who will speak about John's indispensable role as a catalyst for local journalism. Lisa Zeicherman will then highlight the work of RCFP lawyers in the field, supporting John's dedication to the power of local news by meeting the day-to-day legal needs of journalists. And now, our special tribute to John Thornton, and with our deepest gratitude to his wife, Erin, our presenting sponsor. Thank you.